Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, we've got Alicia in the house, and then down yonder some, we got Front Row Bill. We got the whole crew here tonight. What's shaking, guys?
Nothing. Sorry, I wasn't ready.
The countdown begins, J-Bone.
The countdown? Do you
TNA is back in Philly as of less than 24 hours from now, J-Bone.
Oh, dude, you must be stoked.
So, Canada, Windsor, we say goodbye after tonight, and now it's Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the fighting city of Philadelphia, back next month of TV.
You're gonna miss it, Alicia?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, Alicia, I'm gonna give you the early heads up.
Oh.
You can be there next time that you can't make it this week because they're coming back in June
already
for another double shot.
Okay, that's cool. I'd rather go in the summertime anyway, so that's kind of fun.
There you go. Summertime with TNA? Come on. Does it get better than that?
I do have one question, though. Stephanie could have sworn he saw something about them being somewhere close by in April. WrestleCon?
They're not doing a show. There is no week show. There's a lot of the talent that will be there. Various things. I don't think they're actually doing an official booth like they did before. They will fall out from the Giselle situation last year. But there will be individual talents there and obviously these shows. But there is up in New York, Albany, but not really.
That's where I used to live.
Oh, so he may have seen that. They're going to be in Albany in early May, but then they'll be back in Philly.
That may be what he was thinking.
Yeah, because that was the one that was announced that was going to go on sale last Saturday, but there were some issues, and it's going to go on sale this Saturday instead.
Right.
That's cool.
You talking about the Under Siege?
Under Siege, correct.
Yeah, because if you go to the events page, it says there's an error, so they're not ready for tickets.
Yeah, like they're set up now. Like they're set up. That was the issue. They were set up, then they went offline. I think it was like maybe late Wednesday into Thursday morning last week. So that was a sign that they were trying to fiddle with something, but it didn't get obviously all situated until now. But it will be good to go on Saturday. So for the New York fans, but obviously with the Northeast fans, we're now getting it because it's been a couple years now for Philly. There was that fallout from the Victory Road that never happened. So now we're getting it in abundance, which obviously everyone knows. My favorite arena, my home arena.
I love 2300 Arena. I'm sad I'm going to miss it.
I'll be a kid in a candy store this weekend, J-Bone.
Well, we're very excited that they can get so close, to your town. Someone, I believe it was Terrence in the live reaction just earlier, was asking about why they don't come to Milwaukee, and I'm like, it's probably because of lack of places to.
That's the biggest issue with any town. It's the right size venue. So you're kind of looking at that sweet spot of probably a 1,500 seat or less venue, but not like too small, not like a small like indie show, like 500 seat venue. Like it's not there's not those, because there's like a lot of 5,000 seat venues, but a lot of times that's too big. Like maybe if you're talking like a Bound for Glory, a Slammiversary, maybe, but those 2,500 seat maxes for those. So you just got to be careful. But I do see we have a Dr. Gerbs with the super chat tip.
Nice.
TNA versus WWE, a blood sport. Shayna Baszler versus Masha should be good. Can't wait to go tomorrow. Hopefully, NJPW obligations keep Ziggles out of Philly. I'll be there both nights. Obviously, Dr. Graves not a big Ziggles fan, as he likes to call him. We appreciate it.
Ziggles.
But Dr. Gerbs, I look forward to seeing you down there. Very cool, making the trip down. Should be some good shows. We got a lot of matches announced for it, which is very cool. Some good ones. Should be popping.
Yeah. We know he's not one of your favorites, but we appreciate the love, Dr. Gerbs. Thank you very much for the tip.
No doubt about it.
We also got Rayline.
Yep, Rayline with the bits. Thank you.
Holding up with the bits. Thank you. Don't forget, you can. We don't do a lot on Twitch or pay much attention to it. But,
love the Twitch.
We still love everyone that comes on Twitch. Any subs or cheering of the bits, we greatly.
J-Bone and I will always have a soft spot for the Twitch, and I know there's still some of you in the chat as I speak right now, because obviously the Twitch was very big for the TNI show during the co-stream era, with many people in our international audience. And speaking of international, J-Bone, because we had an impromptu show yesterday talking about last week's show with Craig, Limstar UK from the TNI UK crew, due to some issues with the normal team. We filled in yesterday, but it was definitely good to sit in with Craig, meet him for the first time, and talk a little UK perspective with us stadies over here. But it was very nice to see. But we did talk a little bit on the news, J-Bone, yesterday, but we kept it international. But there was obviously the stuff with Masha that we'll have to hit on here too, because I know a lot of people are talking about it. And when we'll get to it, we'll talk, because I know there's some TNA news. Like if you go to Dirt Sheets, what stuff they're talking about TNA isn't really news. And we'll get into that at some point, because if you go, like, if you look up TNA right now, the stuff being talked about, pay-per appearance deals and all kinds of stuff like that, which there's nothing in all this. It's also pure speculation garbage out there right now.
It is.
That's all it is.
It is. You got to take.
TNA's been using pay-per appearance forever. This is not news. Not news.
Everyone is always so anal about. They got to know who is going to be around for how long, and what's the contract, and what are they making, and how, and they're sticking around, and just, God, what happened to the, and it's all social media. I blame it on social media.
And I want to know, Jay, when did WWE go, we're announcing all these signings and contracts with everybody? They don't do that. There's a shindy company out there that likes to put a graphic out there talking about signing people all the time. And now everybody on the internet is doing the proverbial, every time, like, woo, signings.
Yeah.
It's almost like they pay more attention to that than the actual wrestling.
It means absolutely nothing. Like, if you're going to wind up having Ali, Nick Nemeth, these guys, they're never going to announce them as signed a contract, even though it's either a contract or an agreement. They're obviously first inclination is to work only TNA shows. Does it need a graphic or a press release? No. But that they do that sometimes, that's the thing. Like, I'll say this, like, probably TNA it's like they succumb to some of the social media pressure at times. And it's like, let's throw a graphic to kind of get the people off our backs a little bit. But why bother? Don't make those people happy. They'll never be happy.
And and I get it. It's fun to speculate. We talk about it once in a while on here, but when there's like nothing to it, like no meat on the bone, as they say, it's like, that's when we try to say, take this with a grain of salt. I see someone in the chat speaking specifically about BQ talking about it. Look, if BQ wants to talk about it, it's his channel. There's
well,
nothing
yes,
wrong
it's
with
the
that.
hot topic. Like that, like I said, that's what everyone's
That's
talking about.
the
But it's
point
not
of having
news.
the show.
Yeah, like
Right.
but it's still like it's what's being discussed as opposed to the actual product, the wrestling.
Right.
And hey, take whatever takes you want on all that. That's fine. That's what it's
Right.
there for, these outlets. But once again, this is just drivel being conjecturized by everyone. Like let's just talk about per appearance, like it's news. Like if I feel like what was it during the Scott D'Amore stuff? Let's just talk about Braun Strowman out of nowhere, which was a story from 3 years ago that everybody knew,
Right.
and act like it's new.
Yeah.
But that's just my tirade of the night. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look,
Keith, be nice.
We got no beef with BQ. Everyone tried to make like big thing, when we left like a handful of years ago, which is hard to believe it's been that long.
He's a good egg.
Look, he is, and it was just the time for us to leave. We've done what we've done, and he's done what he's done, and he can have his opinion. We got ours.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, that's all fine. I know everyone.
It's all gravy.
Well, this is the
everyone
point
can have their opinion.
of doing shows like this is everyone has different takes, and you may not agree with it. Doesn't make that person bad. Like, chill. It's like I'm a huge asshole, and I'm just as negative as him a lot of the time. So I'm just a big. So
and that's
have
the thing.
beef with me.
Don't misconstrue. Like people can have any takes they want. That's not what this is about. This is about just but I don't give them credit like the different dirt sheets out there. But the way they put it out there, they're almost not putting out a real story. It was just garbage. And it was but a way it comes off, they follow it up by implicating things with no sourcing at all. Like, because the idea is the top talents now all pay per appearance deals out of nowhere. That's this gets misconstrued to. Yes.
What if we stopped paying attention to dirt sheets?
Correct. That would be great. I would love that.
I mean,
but you can't help it because if you look up TNA right now, that's all you see because people read them and then that's all they spouse off.
What if it's like a celebrity tabloid? I don't know why we give it any brain power when we could just be enjoying the shows and being fans of wrestling. Imagine that.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, J-Bone, because I was not going to say
what Alicia says
nice.
Right, J-Bone, because it's a great point because yesterday on the TNI UK show with Craig, he actually, because of the time difference, how late it airs live over there, he's like, what he does, he disconnects from all social media for a day. Like he gets up, he goes to work, he comes home at night and watches it taped, but he gets everything. He's like, nothing. Totally tunnel vision.
Focus.
For I don't get any spoilers. And that's
there you go.
Like I make sure I try not to follow like anything with the dirt sheets because I don't even want to see it. But obviously with a lot of even our own TNI fam and stuff, like once these become the topics, they just start spreading everywhere. You see them everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see them on our own Discord at times, but it's tough.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But
people
the narrative
want to talk about
where's EC3?
Like the only time I go lately is if somebody like I'll look for if primary. Okay, perfect example. I'll go on WrestleZone and I'll see if any of them have any recent interviews, because some of the guys on there do a lot of interviews with all sorts of different folks from the wrestling scene. So, and there have been a lot of, because of the TNA hype from the beginning of the year, there's been a lot of interviews I've seen. So I'll go looking for stuff like that, unless you're you're looking for like, oh, is so and so injured? Sometimes you look for a story like that. Beyond that, yeah, you got to take stuff with a grain of salt. If it didn't come from the horse's mouth, you know, you got to be.
Which it rarely does. You just got to watch.
Exactly.
Enjoy the element of surprise. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like the wrestling fans in the earlier days had to crawl so we could all run to the dirt sheet pages? Right. Come on, guys.
Oh, Dr. Gerbs. So he's preaching to the choir here. I've never been to TV tapings, just pay-per-views and house shows. I have to make the picks from the tapings private till the show's air because I don't want to be that guy. LOL. And that we love to see that. Like if you're at, obviously, if you take pictures of nothing like really significant going on, that's fine. But like if you're taking pictures of matches and video,
endings and that's kind of been the big stuff.
Thing. Like you're kind of, if you're just throwing spoilers out for clicks and views and all that, I don't know about that.
Right. Yeah, and some people really get off on that, and some people flock to that because they don't want to wait. They're impatient. They want their shit 5 minutes.
They gotta know. They gotta know the ending to Lost.
Right.
And you didn't want to know that ending to Lost. Nobody wanted to know that ending to Lost.
We just rewatched it, and I still don't think I understand the ending of Lost.
I don't think Damon Lindelof, who created Lost, knows what the ending of Lost means.
I've heard about that.
That's what happens when a show gets. So what happens when a show gets extended past to where they were going to end it.
It becomes tough.
Yeah. Oops.
The longer you go, the tougher it is to cap it off right.
Popularity.
The fans start running the asylum. No. All right. Let's talk about a few more things in the news.
Oh, Bill, you want to actually go news, J-Bone? Because that was sort of news. That was more ranting and raving, but we can go.
J-Bone news. I thought we were in the news.
Well, yeah, we were talking about a big picture of the news because everyone's talking about contracts and stuff. But I want to talk about some like legit
real news.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Jiminy Christmas.
And now. Real news. Searching for my fake wrestling news.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's always fun. So yeah, let's talk about some updates to the card for Rebellion, and we'll talk about some stuff that's happening during WrestleMania weekend. Like you said, TNA doesn't have an actual show per se, but there's some roster members that are going to be floating around Philadelphia that weekend that it's absolutely worth talking about. Let's see. We had we talked about the TNA World Championship. That's all set. The tag team world the tag team world championship is that's all set now today. And we'll break down the match and everything. But we do have Mustafa Ali defending his title at Rebellion against Jake something. Very excited about this match. What do you guys think?
Well,
go ahead.
We've been waiting for this.
Tickle my throat. Sorry.
The X Division. Like it's been the slow burn that we kind of saw. Like they've been teasing them in this X Division. At Hard to Kill, there was that promo, and then like we're wondering what was going to come of it. But now it seems like it's in motion. It's a big spot for Jake. Probably his biggest match since like ever, really, in the company. So, Alicia, what do you think? Are you excited about this X Division? Do you think that can work for him? Could that be the way
I think it absolutely can, and he would absolutely crush it. We've all been anticipating big things from Jake Something since he's come back to the company. And I hope this is the, what's the word I'm looking for? The big bang for it all, you know?
Yeah.
Leg slaps.
And that's not a theory. That's a spoiler. Oh, sorry. All right. What else we got here? We got I love this. I love this. You knew this one had to have a period at the end of it at some point to wrap up this rivalry, or maybe this won't wrap it up. We'll have to wait and see. Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian, two TNA veterans, going at it in Full Metal Mayhem.
Ooh.
That's going to be spicy.
That's a spicy meatball.
Kaz is going to want his guy liner, I'm telling you.
Bring it back.
Serotonin.
He's going to need his serotonin.
He did a good job mocking the meet and greets. Well, he says how good the people in the meet and greets are in Philly, but he's like, I'll be in the back drinking my coffee and not interacting with you horrible people in Philly type thing, which is very, you have permission to boo me now. I love it. You gotta love.
What's up with that? Oh yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to this. This one, you know, this taking a while. It's like, you know, it revved up, then it, you know, we eased up on the gas, and now we're full throttle on the gas again for this one. So super stoked. And I think that's it for updates on
the card.
On the card, as far as official, unless there's something on social media that they haven't posted yet. I believe that's it for the matches for Rebellion. In other news, though, this is exciting. We touched on this yesterday, folks. If you didn't catch it, Bill and I filled in for a few sickly fellows on the UK side of things, but we had Craig on with us. We had an absolute blast with him. It was great working with him. So if you want to go check out the show, go give Craig some love. We're here. We don't need the love. You got us right now. So, but so yeah, I found out within the last few days that that Shayna Baszler from the WWE is going to be making her Bloodsport debut. Was that Josh Barnett's Bloodsport? And that's during WrestleMania weekend. And the big question was, who is she going to face? Who is Shayna Baszler's opponent going to be? You know, is like you assume it's going to be someone from the indie scene, or, you know, some other company that's obviously not as big as WWE. But who's it going to be? And we found out that it's Masha Slamovich. And I could tell you, there is not many more matches besides the stuff on the WrestleMania card that I'm looking forward to. I am definitely going to be watching some Bloodsport that weekend just for that match, because I can't wait to see these two tear it up. What do you guys think?
It's going to be brutal. A little worried for Masha.
Right, because Shayna Baszler is like a legit MMA fighter.
And she's done the Bloodsport before. I'm not sure about Masha, but Shayna definitely did before she got signed with WWE. So, right? Am I wrong?
That's interesting.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I should fact check before. It just seems like she has. Give me a second. Go ahead. Talk amongst yourselves.
I've only seen a couple of matches. I've never seen like full events, but I think it was like Moxley's, you know, one of the first time he hit the the indie scene
Yeah.
besides AEW. After
Yeah, I think that was the one in
WWE.
Indiana, like pandemic type timing. Because I was at that one, but no, very cool events. The Bloodsport. I know we're talking a lot about it yesterday, and it's a very cool concept for TNA fans here that haven't watched Bloodsport. Probably the best thing to compare it to is when TNA had the match, no ropes in the ring, and it was Kenny King versus Mike Bailey. So you pretty much have not your typical style match. It's a fight, and it's whoever submits or gets pinned first, it's over. And same thing, and Bloodsport's a tournament, like where you have it kind of by round. And it's definitely a good show. Definitely one of the highlights of the collective that GCW does. So I've been to them before. This time I'm not going to be able to make that show. I'm just previously committed. I'll actually be at Stardom, which is at kind of pretty much the same time that day. So, but definitely something very cool to check out. I'm sure I'll watch it later because I know a couple of the people in there I'm very big fans of. So it will definitely be a can't miss. And I know they were supposed to announce some more names, so hopefully I don't think they've been announced yet though.
Okay. Well, now you mentioned the Stardom show that you're going to be going to. Didn't you mention that someone from TNA is going to be making a debut in there?
Oh yes, that is some other news as well for Stardom who we saw tonight at one point.
Segue.
Zaya Brookside will be making her Stardom return because she was part of Stardom previously as that Club Venus with Mariah May, who you now see in AEW, who I was a big proponent of when she was just starting to do the U.S. Indies. I saw her first U.S. Indie date. It was in Philly, but they missed that opportunity by not striking early. But no, definitely check that out as well. I think that'll be a very good show.
There you go. What else? Oh yeah. I knew there was something else from yesterday that I brought up that we talked about. Also saw on social media this week, just a couple days ago, Nick Nemeth is going to be making his AAA debut at Triple Mania, and that's just a couple months away. I believe it's late April. I think. Don't quote me on that. And he's going to be facing a former TNA World Champion, former WWE World Champion. These two have some history together. He's going to be facing Alberto El Patron, a.k.a. Alberto Del Rio. So, and I know, so, we're kind of chuckling about that, but how the mighty have fallen. But like these two have a lot of history, so I think the rivalry is still, I think you can appreciate it for what it is. I think they'll still put on a decent match, hopefully. I mean, the former Dolph Ziggler is in the best shape of his life.
He'll do great. Anyway, this is good for Nick Nemeth. I'm sure he'll win. He should. It's the reasonable choice.
Right.
It seems like it, but you never know.
Anything else, Bill, that I'm missing?
Well, I know I saw in the chat that there are some birthdays. There always are some birthdays, so we like to
happy birthday.
I know Killer Kelly was one. I think there was a second. No, sorry, I missed it. It was Fast and Furious in the chat there, but Happy birthday to all celebrating.
Nice. And I think Chris Bay just recently celebrated her birthday, maybe. Possibly.
He may have.
I forgot.
Someone did.
I know he's got his new album dropping soon. Like, he may have already, or it's just about to. Like, it was right about now his new album was dropping. So,
okay. And I'm pretty sure he puts it on. If anyone's got Spotify, I'm pretty sure he puts it on there.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of modern hip hop R&B, but I'll give it a spin. I'll give it a listen. I'll check it out.
Dr. Gerb said that maybe the 27th. You may have put that in there. So I know it was very soon. I felt like it was this month. So
okay.
Look out for some new music from.
There you go. We'll check it out.
The guy's shirt you're wearing, J-Bone.
Yes. And they have the new theme for ABC is on the YouTube channel of TNA. So if you haven't heard it by itself, go check it out. It's on there.
Oh, and you know what? This was a story that came out today. I did see this earlier. Gary here is talking about Killer Kelly, future actress.
Ooh.
And that did come out that Luke Perrone, who's like a digital media guy with TNA, is actually directing a horror movie, and it will feature Killer Kelly and Matthew Raywald. So a couple TNA talents getting into the acting, which should be pretty cool to see. So
they're both going to be awesome.
Wow. Excuse me. Oh, Raywald comes from that. He's got some of that in his past, I think.
Well, he definitely has
as
stage presence.
Acting.
Drama king.
But I was just going to say, he's the drama king, so of course he has some kind of acting.
The actor?
The actor. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to find out more about what they're working on, and hopefully I'll be able to watch it when it's a finished product, because I love a good horror movie. I love Killer Kelly. Matthew's all right, I guess. He's cool. It's all right.
It's funny. You mentioned him as like the drama king.
Same.
I totally forgot he was called that. But
when he first came back, when he was helping,
forget his name's Matt before he's drama king. Like, he is the drama king,
right? And that kind of came
unacceptable from
the WWE, wasn't it? Or was that just from when he was at the side of Deonna Purrazzo?
Because he was more the vaudevillain in there, and then Aiden English was just Aiden English.
Right.
So I think it was his post WWE was Drama King. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I love
because he was a vaudevillain in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, put him up. Right? Didn't they used to fist fight like thumbs up? Like, eh.
But I thought that was like the latest dance or something you were doing for a second.
Yep.
All right.
J-Bone with his dance.
The Raywall Reina.
Hey, Mr. Raywall. All right. And I've been waiting all night to say this. Tonight's little caffeine boost is from C4. The Skittles flavor. Taste the rainbow.
Little energy drinks, Icky.
This one's.
Do you know what was funny, J-Bone? Because it happened in Windsor. It didn't happen on this show. It happened on last week's show, but you didn't see it because it was post-match. But based on what you just said, it reminded me of it. There was a kid sitting next to me in Windsor for the second day. So like these tapings that we're airing now. and he had Skittles with him. So after the Spitfire match, he offered Jody and Danny, he's like, Skittles? And they were like, yeah. Danny's like, yeah, give me some Skittles. And then, but he had it going like the wrong way, so it was taking too long, and then they had to run. But they want to taste the rainbow. You know, you see that. That's the fan interaction in TNA. You gotta love it. The innocence of children.
TNA shows are probably some of the best live audiences. I mean, you got to be a little PG compared to an indie show, but I think they're fine. It's like sometimes the show doesn't actually reflect how fun being in the audience really is.
That's right. It's a different experience, and I think that's where a lot of the, not saying it has to be, but a lot of the hardcore fans come from. It's like they got to a show and then they're like, oh, I'm hooked now. But because a lot of times you either just don't ever find it on TV, you don't see it on TV, so you don't give it that chance. But a lot of times if you just find it and watch it, you also become a fan. So it's just really being open to it, just like any wrestling, like an indie show or even a big promotion. You got to give it a chance to see if you like it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Word up.
Well, that's pretty much it for news.
Then we got a show, Jay. We got a review to talk about.
We have a share to do. All right. So we are talking about tonight's TNA weekly episode from March 21st, 2024. Pardon me. We're starting out hot here with a 6-man scramble for the X Division #1 contendership. This is probably one of my favorite things of the whole show. We got what I think is the TV debut of Leon Slater.
Oh, yeah, the TNA, other than Turning Point, but yes, the television debut of Leon Slater, which very cool.
Okay. I couldn't remember if he was in front of the camera. I know the news was that he got hired, but I couldn't remember if he got brought in front of the camera.
Yeah, I believe it was just Turning Point over in the UK, and now obviously here, the 19-year-old prodigy, as the Drama King pointed out.
Yeah, then we got Jason Hotch, Chris Bay, Alan Angels, Kevin Knight, and last but certainly not least in this competition, Jake something.
Woohoo!
But we can't forget who was on commentary, who joined the third man in the booth.
The man that
Champ.
Yes.
Do you believe in J-Bo?
Mr. I do. You know, Mustafa Ali, yes. Our X Division champion. I do trust him. You know, not everyone does. I trust him. I feel like he's done a knockout job so far.
Oh yeah, it's not an easy gimmick to make work, and he's doing it very well.
Yeah, because not a lot of people like to touch anything that looks political. You know, because you don't want to.
It can definitely backfire. It can definitely backfire on you. Like it's something you can't always make work.
He's playing it safe.
Like EC3 did a very good job with in TNA. Some other people have done it very well, but I've also seen it fall pretty flat. So this one's working pretty good.
And then if you're feeling, you know, like, you want to like go somewhere and maybe not come back, you could do the old, Trump card and go down to AAA and wave the American flag and act like you're
Sam Adonis did that, and it was great heat. Great heat.
Sam Adonis.
That made him a star down there.
And Cage did that. They both had practically the same gimmick, which kind of caused some heat between them.
Yeah, well, I got to say, I think Adonis did it better. He went all in.
Yeah.
And that was the key. If you go that for heat, you got to go all in on it. And he went all in on it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I love this. This was so much fun. I'm all in on Leon Slater. And
impressive, very impressive.
I tell you, he almost looked like he could be twinsies with Kevin Knight. Similar look, similar gear. If he doesn't stay a single star in the X division, I'd love to see those two pair up and become a tag team. I think they could absolutely just destroy the competition.
Well, you got a lot of athletic ability. Oh, David Penzer in the chat, the legend.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Penzer. I almost forgot I heard about that.
Good evening.
Well, that was the hot topic the other day. Like, that was kind of the pay-per-appearance news, was the whole Motor City Machine Guns aren't working the day after Rebellion because they're up in Canada on an indie show. So that must mean the world is ending and they're leaving and all that rigmarole. I don't believe it. Although I will, just like everything else, I'm not believing that either. Because Alex Shelley will be the first to say he didn't have a contract until a year ago. So if they're the whole reason for this story, where it's like that could be a mutual thing because Alex didn't want a contract. He would specifically give interviews saying he didn't want a contract because of his shoot job and everything else going on. But then this last March, they signed terms never released contract with TNA. So, but once again, and then with Sabin, he's such a lifer, has been an agent with the company. I just don't know. Like, but obviously if someone's out there, we know who, and just all it says, hey, here's a large bag of money to work a couple shows. That's tough to turn down. So you never know in wrestling, right? But Bell's Boy here with a tip. Thank you, Bell's Boy. Greetings from Southern California. Nick Nemeth's the hottest guy in wrestling right now. Masha Slamovich is fighting Shayna Baszler at Bloodsport. And give me more Kevin Knight. TNI. Now, we love it, Bell's Boy. The positivity. Bring it. And Kevin Knight, and I think Leon Slater, as we're just talking about, he's going to be another one to add to that list. But Kevin Knight, big fan. Like, that guy's got future star potential. There's no doubt about it, Kevin Knight.
Oh yeah, I love the fact that this year it feels like there is a change to how the company is treating him. I have no qualms about. Well, last year it seemed like he was on a losing streak, but he still had great matches, So it's like, not everybody can win. You got to be a part of the team. It's all earning a spot in the company, and just.
I'm with you. David Penzer here. Let me ask you a question. Now with Scott gone, would it be insane to go to AEW for the dream matches and huge money? Everyone here can give their opinion on this. I'll start. I say no, that would not be. And I guess that's what, if there's more validity to it, maybe. But I think that's like, if you're putting everything together here, trying to kind of put tea leaves on this, like, because there is, once again, two guys very tight with Scott. If there is a couple big matches, and that's what I think. Like, I think they would go for a big payday and a couple specific matches. But I don't think like it'd be like, oh, they're going to go be featured and this and that. It'll be a couple programs and a big payday. If it's out there, I wouldn't fault them for it. Obviously, hey, anybody that can go get the big bag somewhere, hey, all power to you. Go get it.
Yeah.
But and if that, because at this point, like, there's not in 5 years, that's probably not an option. So if they want to do it, that's probably now the time to do it. But in my mind, after seeing what we like recently seen with other people, maybe they get an AEW something run. I don't think it would be long, if even there. It'd probably be more Ring of Honor. And I'm just feel so sorry for everyone on Ring of Honor because it feels like they get lost. Like, they can do great work on Ring of Honor, but nobody's seeing it. Nobody's seeing it.
No. Yeah.
But thoughts?
Yeah, I
thoughts
agree. I'd say, yeah, go get paid, you know. As long as there's some kind of like good relationship there, you know, they don't have to have a, this company versus this company show or whatever. Kind of like when Kaz came over before he was done with his contract, it's similar to that. Somebody could go over there, have a few matches, say Josh Alexander wants a match with Okada at a show or something. Hey, great, whatever, make it happen.
Well, now you went in a little different direction with that, J-Bone, because I don't know about the whole under contract angle, because that's like a couple years ago. So you just have to be willing to give them exposure, because you would lose every match. That's the Tony Khan agreement.
Yeah. But that's
like if you're not under contract, that's fine. And honestly, obviously, the Machine Guns were to go for a year, even 2. There's always, I'm sure, an open door policy with them to come back whenever they want. Those guys are Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers in this company.
Absolutely.
Alicia, any thoughts on the Machine Guns? And do you think they should maybe look like, if there's a big bag of money, dream matches?
They should do whatever they want to do. You know me, like when it comes to that, get your bag. If it's somewhere else, you go get it. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
That's wrestling, baby.
Agreed. Agreed.
Another one with the Bucks. Do you think?
Well, yeah, I think you nailed the 2 matches.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's more than that, but I think those would be the 2 matches they would work.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's plenty more than that. But as far as like what you would think of, off the top of your head, yeah, absolutely. Motor City Machine Guns versus the Bucks is an absolute classic. That happened. Oh my God!
What? Want to go in the other direction? Hey now, versus the Usos? There you go.
Wait a minute. Hold on. When I'm trying to think year wise, was it about 2010 when it was Generation Me versus Motor City Machine Guns? It was like a ladder match or something. It's one of the
that they would replay when we did the Twitch co-streams. We'd see it all the time.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah, that's never a bad thing to have. House of Black. Whatever. There's
they were never the same after Max and Jeremy Buck left us.
Yeah, you're right. And whatever happened to that
paint splatter gear?
Whatever happened to that Okada guy?
Oh, come on, Jay.
I'm kidding. He's doing great over there. He's already got a title around his waist. He's living his best life.
You're saying they hot-shotted a title, J-Bone?
They did. Poor Kingston.
All right, Jay, you better bring the energy. You keep taking those sips.
I tell you what, they didn't do it like, all right, Samoa Joe versus Okada. They at least didn't do that, but they did kind of pull a TNA on that one, which I kind of chuckled at. Good match though, but anyways.
Back to the
yes. I don't know where the hell we were. It's all
we did just the first match. We were one match in, J-Bone.
We're one match in.
Well, now we're going to one of my favorite parts of the show, J-Bone. Dirty Dango.
Dirty Dango. Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead. Talk about it. Because this one was kind of interesting.
Well, we got Dirty Dango on the campus of St. Clair College in the back. I've seen this place they've been with
Beautiful show.
Oleg Prudius and John E. Bravo. And
Ooh.
he's keeping it real, man. But now color promos, not the black and white promos anymore, where we scaled it up now.
Wow.
But honestly, there's going to be a theme now because he kind of sounded like me earlier in this show because he's talking about cutting promos. And it's like, what? Nobody wants people that can talk anymore? It's got to be 5-star matches? Where do I find these 5-star matches? Like, it was good stuff. And he talks about taking Josh in a 20-minute match, and then his shoelaces were untied, and that's the only reason he won. It's fantastic. He keeps telling Oleg to sit down, and he won't sit down. Then he was pretty much saying, he called them two anchors. He called Bravo and Oleg anchors around them. So this wasn't the write-off because we all feel like maybe Oleg's being written off, but he walked away, but it seemed like there's more to it. So I don't know. Like this whole thing with the website and the roster, and remember, he came off before the feud was over.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much we should trust the website stuff right now because it feels like they're still doing stuff here with Oleg. Like they didn't blow it off. If that's his walking out, it seems like there's got to be a little more to kind of blow that story off. So maybe there's another segment coming.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, and Johnny Bravo didn't feel very alpha-ish in this.
He was not even beta. He was nothing. He had nothing going on in this promo. He was like pretty much he just told him to pretty much keep quiet, sit down and keep quiet the whole time.
Right. He kept trying to intervene between the two and put his 2 cents in, and Tango was like, sit your ass down. We'll get to you. Oh, man. Good stuff. So, yeah, it could be the unraveling of Dango's trio here. We'll see.
It definitely seems like it. Yeah. They're falling apart right before our eyes.
Yep. Next, we got Gia Miller with AJ Francis and Rich Swann, but they're sitting there. She got the finger, and I don't mean the middle finger. They're like, no, you got to wait till next week. We will reveal it all, as far as why Rich Swann is hanging around AJ Francis. So, and why Rich Swann shaved his beard off. I know that's the big news that Bill wants, I think.
Well, he did the opposite of going heel. You go heel, you grow a beard. But since he already had a beard, he did the opposite. I appreciate it.
Right.
Because he's changed. So therefore he changed.
You got to do something, you know. It's good to change it up a little bit here and there. Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got news, Jay. David Penzer.
Is it breaking news?
Right now? Breaking news. Huge scoop. Many have left money on the table to work for with Scott, myself included. That is done. Just saying. And I don't doubt that. Like, obviously, just like anything else. Like, I think there's indies, there's bigger promotions, there's all kinds of jobs out there. There's in entertainment, movies, things like that. You take a discounted rate. You do stuff, the friends and family fee. And I'm sure there's definitely people that have been working that for sure. And maybe now with him not there, that could be part of these stories, rumblings we're hearing. Like maybe it's like, well, I did this with Scott, but now I want something official, maybe something more. And that could be some, but that doesn't surprise me. Like that for sure could be happening behind us.
It could be, yeah. You never know. The contracts could be a big change in the company and how they do things. We'll see. Yeah. This was a great promo, by the way. You know, and then it got interrupted by Grizzled scraping the the dust off the surface on this one. We got a long ways to go. Diener basically gets in the ring and sounds like he's apologizing for a lot of sinister acts and things he's done with other people in the past. Like, and he's like, that's not me. He's like, I want to turn over. Basically, sounds like he wants to turn over a new leaf. He's not gonna listen to other people, but who he is gonna listen to the audience. That was like his big point on this. He's like, I'm gonna listen to you folks. What am I gonna do next? Go ahead, Alicia.
I was gonna say, first of all, you need to apologize to your cousin Jake. Did him dirty.
Right on the farm. Or wherever that was.
Bring back the farm. Bring back ODB.
Oh, boy.
Get all of Diener's connections over the years.
There we go. You got to be careful with the ODB one because I think she's still waiting for Eric Young's fried chicken. So I think that's how that story's still going. But what do you think? You think he's actually going to turn over a leaf? You think he's kind of this is gonna be like a tit for tat. Some people go heel, some people go face. We're gonna see a new.
I'm willing. I'm willing to forgive and forget with Diener. Now, could he pull a Bully Ray on us all, where it's like you never believe what he says? I guess, but before now it was a while. It was quite a few years now of Diener turning to this side. Diener was usually a good guy for a lot of his career here in TNA. So yeah. I'm willing to look past that. The design was faulty. Like you can't go back there again. Like he may have learned his lesson. We kind of saw it. Like VBD, they were doing some good stuff, but obviously they had some sad circumstances that changed that up.
Yeah.
The design never really got off the ground. So I think this is a good direction for him to go in, like as opposed to just feeling like he was the stranded member of the design.
Yeah. And I also look at like this, and then I want to get your opinion, Alicia.
Sure.
I look at everything that Diener does for like if you follow him on social media, especially like his,
I don't.
I think that's his Facebook page. He goes into the communities a lot, and he goes into school and he does readings with kids and just teaches them, it's like life lessons, talking to the kids, which I think is like, I don't care who you are from what company. If you're doing that, you're talking to that next generation of kids and, just teaching them, a little bit of right and a little bit of wrong and about chasing your dreams. And you could end up, being a big star like Diener. Whatever it is, he's talking
good
to the
Canadian
kids about.
Kid. Good Canadian.
I think it's awesome. So maybe because he was a heel for so long, maybe he decided, look, I'm doing all this. So when, if they do recognize me and I'm talking about all this stuff, he's like, maybe I gotta change face a little bit here. That could be part of it. I'm just speculating, but I think it's refreshing. I think it's great. What do you think, Alicia?
I think a face turn is in store, obviously. He's trying to win the fans' favor and going balls to the wall against grizzled young vets. I think that's the terminology we'll use, is that he's having a face turn, which is good. Like he was a good heel, but because it's like both versions of the stable are dissipated, that it really makes no sense for him to carry on as a heel. Maybe play it as I found the light, or I see the light, and become like a positive character. Yeah, sure. Why not? They got to do something, you know what I mean?
Like little kid asking raises.
Aren't
Got
you
any
a cult
questions, kids? Little Johnny raises his hand. Mr. Diener, aren't you a cult leader?
Are you violent by design?
Are you right? Thank you, Burry Monkey. That was hilarious. I love that. Yeah. Just so it's seeing as he got, his ass handed to him, unfortunately, by the grizzled young vets. And you touched on that, Bill. You're thinking about maybe you think maybe he's gonna form another tag team with someone like brand new. Sound off in the chat. Who do you want to see him team up, or do you think he's gonna have a solo run? Let us know. But while you folks in the chat are doing that, we continue here. So Grizzled Young Vets comes out, and like I said, they kind of hand up his ass. They're gonna go against the Time Splitters, which is Shelley and Kushida. Are they still gonna have some issues? Are they gonna be okay? Well, we find out. What did you think of this tag team match?
I can't go wrong with, and they were even the commentary was even alluding, I guess, to their NXT history. They had a match, and
a lot of people been talking about that.
And obviously, two very well-established tag teams over the years, so it gave a very good back and forth. Now, I know a lot of people are probably thinking, especially with all the news, that and the escalation we've been seeing since Sacrifice of and No Surrender, are these teams going to break up? Like, what are there issues with Shelley and Kushida? The lack of diamond hands, as we like to say, the diamond hands that Kushida does not have. So, but no, they got along great. There was even the hug at the end. Shelley reluctantly gave him the semi-bro hug. Not a full bro hug, but gave him a little tap, bro tap.
I don't know what that comment was, Zach Bonifer. I don't know what you're alleging to there.
But he loves our sponsor.
He does. He does. Is that a? We should do a quick segue for something.
I think
it would be an appropriate time. Just saying.
Why not? Why not? Zach Bonifer, thank you.
This is for you.
Says when you get J-bone age, I don't know what the hell that means. 50?
You resemble that comment.
Right. Zach, I don't know what you're talking about. I thought you were about my age. When you get J-bone age, there is a right and wrong way to use Manscaped. I suppose I can agree with that. I have never used it in a wrong way. I've never used it in a way that was like, oh, I really hurt myself.
Well, don't use it to go spelunking with the flashlight. You probably
okay. You now, if you're going to go that direction, yeah, I would not. No.
But
would I use it in would I use it in the shower? Sure.
Check.
But not, deep sea fishing with the flashlight on the end of it. I don't know what that would do underwater.
Alicia loves the flashlight.
Yeah, it's pretty bright, man. I need it sometimes to go outside. Works great. It's really bright.
When you're outside in the middle of the night, do you ever do any? Oh, I can't even. No, I can't.
Yeah, sometimes when you got a thought, you got to just let it go.
Oh, here's the question, and there is a right answer. There is a wrong answer. North, south, or east, west.
North by northwest. I don't know. Depends on where you're manscaped.
Never diagonal. Never diagonal, guys.
But it's just like the with the grain or against the grain.
It depends. Why are we talking? It depends on the texture of the grass.
Of the grass.
Guys, trying to censor a little bit. It depends on the texture of the grass.
Trimming the bushes at 2 a.m. I see. Yes, who? I mean,
why?
Doesn't everyone do that with their man?
That's the thing with Manscaped. It's 24/7, 365. You can landscape anytime.
Yeah, there's no
but
laws
instead of that,
when
you
it
can
comes to manscaping. And you know, there is even we'll say a close friend of ours, brother, if you will, in the TNI family, that has some opinions about this product of Manscaped, with some tremendous news for you folks out there. We'll let her rip.
I'm here to tell you people about Manscaped. See, when you're a card-carrying member of the Peanut Club, presentation is everything. In my opinion, with a clean shave, you can turn that cocktail frank into bun length. That's right, folks. Kiss your Vienna sausage goodbye and upgrade your grooming habits with Manscaped. And guess what, folks? We got a special deal for the TNI fam. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use our promo code TNI at manscaped.com. That's right, folks. 20% off and free shipping when you use our promo code TNI at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Kyle.
I agree with Shelley.
And if anybody's asking, witness protection, folks. Witness protection. Yes. Free shipping at 20% off. Not a bad deal when it comes to Manscaped. We love our Manscaped. All right, next.
Tom Hannafin.
Tom Hannafin interview with Hammerstone, as Trent would so likely pronounce it. Great interview. Kind of gets a feel for the character in itself. I feel like Tom definitely kind of rubbed him the wrong way.
Thomas?
Thomas, yes. Thomas and Hannafin.
What would you like to be called? Jay or J-Bone? Say.
J-Bone. I would like to be called by my Spanish name, actually, and that is Jason. No, I'm kidding.
Inland.
Earl.
Oh, what'd you guys think of this interview with Hammerstone?
Thought it was good, to the point. He's an interesting fella, isn't he? Devious little shite. Big shite. He's huge.
Big shite.
That's what we're seeing. That's what we're
Brick
seeing.
shite house.
Hey.
Hey.
See, you could have been on the TNI UK show.
Hey, it's a beautiful.
No, because they always go on when I'm at work, so it would never be a possibility.
Gotcha.
But we were talking that he can't even understand the accents of towns near him. Like but it's just like that in the States. You can go a couple states away, maybe even a couple towns away, and you're like, I don't really understand everything they're saying there.
Yeah, I mean, there's Southern accents, and then there's like backwoods Southern accents where you're like, excuse me, you know.
But if you're watching a TNI show, we dig it.
Yes. And if you got to put on the closed captions for us, hey, you got to do what you got to do. It's fine.
Hey, they might need the closed captions for us, J-Bone.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do. So yeah, it's this interesting. Like I said, it feels like Tom kind of rubbed him the wrong way because Hammerstone came in all cocky and Tom kind of knocked him down. Like, yeah, but you lost that first match, and I was like, oh no,
you went there.
You went there. Why, Tom? Tom, do you not like your job? Tom, you know what? I'll give it to him. Hannifin's got balls. You know, if you're gonna sit across from Hammerstone, you know, maybe an individual you don't quite know yet, and throw something at him like that, oof.
I'll tell you though, kudos to Tom once again in these interviews, because he really is the most Mike Tenay play-by-play man since Mike Tenay that we've had. Like, he's very much like that. Feels like that could have been an early TNA interview that he had with him. Right? It felt like the old throwbacks, like Tenay sitting there kind of doing the barbs back and forth with the talent, giving the Tenay angry face, which we always love.
I was just gonna say the angry mug.
So, like, hey, anyone in the Twitch still that has the angry mug Tenay face, throw it in there, because we're always a big fan of it.
Hell yeah. Oh gosh.
Oh wait. Well, we kind of have it here.
You can take this microphone and shove it up your ass.
There we go. Perfect. All right. So next we got PCO versus Crazy Steve. Now this sadly did not go how I wanted it to go. We got some shenanigans from someone that just won't let the feud go. Mr. Let it go. Right. I don't think. Well, we'll sing it. I don't think PCO is going to sing that.
Zack Bonifer. There you go.
Hey, thank you, Zack. There you go. Beautiful mug. And Justin Miller there with the PCO. Thank you.
It doesn't show up. It just says PCO.
Right? Yeah. I know what when he does that. I know what he's doing. So yeah,
you know what he's getting at.
It's on Twitch.
Well, I think there might be still one on Twitch, but that was for the YouTube.
Right. Yeah, the YouTube has the membership.
Oh, we got 4 people in the Twitch chat right now. Hey y'all. Howdy there.
That's a record breaker for a while.
Right? Oh, here you go. Zack. For Justin, Zack put the PCO faces up.
There you go. That's a classic. Vintage PCO, if you will. No, not quite. But yeah, so we got PCO versus Crazy Steve here, and I believe it's for the
strap.
Media Champ.
I'm glad Steve won.
He did. I mean, I didn't think. God, yeah, right, Gary. God. Had this been further down the line, I could picture PCO winning here, but Crazy Steve is on a roll between the promos and his in-ring work and his, just getting more attention as a solo worker. He's on a roll, and it's really, if you've been a fan of his for a long time, whether he was in a tag team or part of Decay or whatever.
The Menagerie.
Or even I was gonna say, thank you. Go back to the Menagerie. So underrated and so talented, and to get this push, which feels like it's been like a decade in the works, literally. Congrats to him. He's doing tremendous. So no, it's not time for PCO yet. But Khan's interference here, man, he and PCO ain't done because they're just beating the snot out of each other, and the refs like often never lands. You know,
you don't got a lot of options with that crew,
right?
Yeah, you don't want to get trampled by two fighting moose.
Ref Paige was trying, but she was in a tough spot.
You're right. Yeah, I'll give her credit. I am impressed. She's been on a few tapings now.
She had to try out in Florida, which is like more her home territory. But obviously, them bringing her out, they got the 4-ref crew right now.
Right.
2 men,
So
2
it's
women.
Allison Page, Daniel Spencer, and Frank.
Referee Frank. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Great crew. And
you know what that means, J-Bone. What's it mean when you got 4 referees?
That means you tell me, Bill.
That means one can take a bump. Because you still got 3 that can work the show after a bump.
This is true. This is true. And considering what happened in this match, it's a miracle she didn't. But yeah, PCO doing what PCO does best. He's trying to counter what Khan is doing while the ref's back is turned, dealing with Crazy Steve and checking on him. The PCO salt off the top rope down to the canvas. Unbelievable. Just it's all the stuff I love PCO doing. So Crazy Steve retains here, thanks to Khan. So this clearly is not over.
Well, we know it's not over, and I don't know. We're not a spoiler show, obviously, but there are matches announced for Philadelphia.
Okay.
That you're going to see over the next few weeks. And we know it's not over because there is an advertised PCO versus Khan Monsters Ball match coming up this weekend that will air over the next month at some point on Impact.
Shut up and take my money.
So, yeah, there's some good stuff coming up.
I can't wait. So, there we go. All right. So, congrats to Crazy Steve. He retains. One thought that popped in my head is maybe someone like Khan would go from. Not that I want to see him jump right back to taking a back seat to someone. I like what they're doing with Khan. Khan is his own individual now. He's not a part of a crew. But if he was to back up someone, I could see him going with Crazy Steve. I could see that shift going fairly easily.
Yeah. But I do think Khan is solid enough to just be his own entity.
Oh, absolutely.
So I could swing either way with that pendulum. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm fine with Khan being solo. Like I said, I've said this many a time. I've been a fan of him for over 10 years now. So I know what he's capable of as far as in the ring and promo wise. So yeah, just more solo Khan. If that's what they're going to do, it's great. I love it.
Solo Khan.
Solo. Then we got a promo here in the hallway backstage area, or universe near you. Decay and MK Ultra looking like they've got a beef with each other, trying to figure out who's gonna be that number one contender. Who's gonna get the rematch.
They both have contractual obligated rematches.
They do. So yeah, this ain't over between them either. And I love these two teams. I feel like, just between these two teams doing stuff, you got Spitfire, which I'm a big fan of now. I feel like those two really came together quickly, and it's working. They're Knockouts champs right now. It just feels better than, for the longest time, it felt like there's two Knockouts tag teams going back and forth, and that's all they had for a while. At least, it feels like there's much more options now in the Knockouts division.
Love to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we got Eric Young cutting a promo. And, obviously things are not over between him and Kazarian. So he challenges him, and this might be the be-all, end-all. We'll see. Maybe not. But it feels like it is, especially when they have a match like this, which isn't brought up all the time. Eric Young basically challenged Frankie Kazarian for Rebellion match, Full Metal Mayhem. What do you guys think?
Does it look like I give a damn?
Well, thank you, Eric.
Like I said earlier, Kaz better bring his guyliner and have plenty of serotonin built up, because he's going to need it. Eric Young is very pissed off at him.
Like, I would just like to see Alicia at the show with a big sign that said, "We want serotonin. We want serotonin back."
Serotonin.
You got to figure out a way to go, Alicia. You got to take that sign.
Toad it up.
Right?
I'll yell it. I'll yell it for you.
There you go.
Serotonin.
Wait, what is this? My face expression? What is this?
There must have been something someone said that got it expressed.
Something.
You're welcome.
It was on the audio platform. Sorry.
Yeah, you missed it.
I do have a lot of expression.
Just like Mike Tenay. Mean mug that camera.
Right. She is an expressive part of our show.
I'm an expressive. See you next Tuesday. Oy.
We'll let you say that one.
I can. I took it back. I'm allowed to say that word. It's not offensive.
Taking it back.
I just can't say it on YouTube for monetary reasons.
Yeah.
Damn, monetary reasons.
God damn it.
Yeah.
We came here for a lot of money.
It's a family show.
Kid show.
All $5 of it.
I said it's a family show. There's my wife in the background going, whatever.
Whatever.
Family show.
Come on. Well, I missed it. This is a family show because earlier Alicia said the word of the day, kids, when you were talking about Khan. And what is the word of the day? Because you said he can swing both ways. And that's our word of the day.
You guys swing?
Oh. Wow.
Get you.
Oh, that's
think of the children, right, Dr.
Think of the children.
They are our future.
Teach them well and let them lead the way. Concierge time.
Oh, one of my favorite times of the night.
Yes.
I need Iceman. A little more Iceman in my life.
Good old concierge. Announcing the arrival, if you will, of Ash by Elegance as she's coming to the ring for her not one, not two, her third match against Seleziya Sparx. If I botched that, I am terribly sorry.
Seleziya Sparx. And yes, she has wrestled in Impact before. She's made a few appearances over the years, and I believe at least she was when she was kind of the co-host lately on Taylor Wilde's Wild On podcast for a while. I know that.
Oh,
She did a few episodes with her.
that's interesting.
But yeah, she has worked there before. She worked a lot of Ring of Honor years ago. I remember seeing her a lot there. But then she did work some Impact dates, so she does have a history.
Is any relation to Billy Sparks?
Who's Billy Sparks?
Oh, isn't that a woman on the Indies, Billy Sparks?
You're thinking Billy Starks.
Billy Starks.
Come on, J-Bone.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, man.
They all sound the same. No. So yeah, Seleziya Sparx versus Ash by Elegance. This was fun. I love the character. It's
Elegance.
It's over the top. It's comedic. It's but it's not so funny that it's like the comedic element of the show, unless you're just looking at the concierge. By the way, the concierge kept his shit together this time. Did not fall up the ramp. That was great.
Oh, well, there was reasons for that, J-Bone. There was expensive champagne everywhere.
Oh no!
Due to that Zaya Brookside.
Don't start making excuses for him. I mean, come on, this is his job to keep this all together and be the most professional,
the most elegant
concierge guy in there. Yeah. So,
how about Ash's Swanton?
I love it. It's one of the best Swantons in the game.
Well, did you see how far she went on that Swanton?
That's the thing. And she hit it so beautifully. She didn't botch it. I was like, oh my God.
Well, that could have easily happened, because normally what you see is the opponent kind of does a little roll to get a little closer. And that didn't happen. Like she went for it. She's out there kind of almost beyond middle of the ring.
It's almost like she's a talented wrestler.
Oh, she is odd. But that's
I've been telling
asking a lot from Jeff Hardy. That's asking a lot from anybody. She wanted this.
Not from Ash by Elegance.
Ash, nothing.
Well, like I've been saying since before she came to TNA, is that I think we're going to get to see the real ability of someone who's been held back in a different company. And I love that. We got the same from Naomi Trinity, as we know her.
Thank you.
And I think it's great. And I love the whole viciousness that comes off of her when she's to be this elegant, queen-like character, and she comes out and she's just nasty. Love it.
I love it because you're right. Like she's like very elegant, but then she's in the ring and she's just kicking ass. You love to see it. Now, best Swanton ever. Forget best moonsault ever, Daniels. We now got best Swanton ever. The BSE.
BSE. Hell yeah. Put that on a t-shirt. Money. Printing money. All right. Zaya Brookside does do a run-in here at the end when Ash continues to punish Sparx for her troubles. So I think we're going to see a Zaya Brookside match.
I will confirm a match is happening this weekend.
Oh,
so it is that over the next month.
It is sooner rather than later.
Well, yeah, it's not waiting till Rebellion, but you never know.
Okay.
I doubt the score will be settled in one match.
All right.
There's still an $8,000 bottle of champagne she has to pay for.
Yeah.
Like that.
It probably tastes terrible.
From what I may have ingested or inhaled,
I've just come from years of practice. I often find that the more expensive the alcohol, the worse it tastes.
A lot of the times that is true. A lot of times that is not a lie.
Give me some barefoot, barefoot bubbly, a little pink Moscato. Boom! Now that's the life. That's living, baby.
Now you're talking. Yeah,
only smoke those. The bubbles make me sick.
Just give me a $10 bottle of red bubbly or red wine or whatever.
That's how much it costs. It's like less.
Right?
The cheap stuff, baby. It all does the same thing.
All right. So, did you guys? I'm thankful for Mayor. Not all the time, but I am at this point. Kidding, Mayor. We love you. So here, Mayor says, Bill, J-Bone said Ash gave Zaya the bird. Did she? Or didn't she? So when she was leaving the ring, she turned around. She was all frustrated. She was leaving with the concierge. She went, ah! and then left the ring. Like, if you blinked, you missed it. But she flipped her off. And
she was doing all kinds of wild shit.
She was not happy.
She was not very elegant in that exit, I'm just gonna say.
Well, even her doing that is somewhat elegant, but not as elegant as normal.
Is there an elegant way to give the bird? I suppose you got to talk to Stone Cold about that one.
If there is, it would be by her, but
he'd be spilling the champagne of beers and then giving you
the champagne of beers.
The middle finger.
Actually, I would say read between the lines. That's elegant. See,
that's how,
because that's a middle finger right there. Read between the lines.
Hold on, I'm getting the still of it as we speak. I'm confirming finger.
Totally does. Yeah, unless
a little around the world. They're not middle fingers. That doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Although visually, I apologize to our audience. I am not flipping you off. I'm just giving examples of what an elegant middle finger might look like.
Yeah.
Elegantly.
Or maybe you throw a little wave in there, or something,
You do the old Vafangule.
There you go. That's two. Huh? So
bite your teeth. You could bite your teeth at someone.
There's all sorts of lovely things.
That's a Shakespearean insult.
Is it?
I don't know.
Shakespearean.
I just know there was a point in time where people got really offended if you went like that to them. Like, I don't know.
That's
history.
Classic.
I don't know.
Bill, did you watch the segment?
I did.
And?
You want to know?
Well, I know what you did. We'll get another opinion. Sure, go ahead.
Well, breaking news on the TNI show. We can confirm. Look
at that. Oh, wait, hang on.
What are you doing?
Look at that. That's wait. I might be wrong. Is that?
It's two fingers up. She's pointing. What? She's kind of giving the middle finger, but she was pointing the other one at herself. Kind of.
She's doing eyes.
I got my eyes on you, elegantly. Damn it.
Oh, okay. So
looking at you.
I understand what Mayor was talking
about. We put in the work at the TNI show.
We're covering the hard.
Now the thing
stories.
is, based on the angle, you were seeing the one because it was the perspective. So
yeah,
and it was very quick. I'll give you that. But she had her eyes on her. Come on, man. She's elegant. That you even question that, J-Bone? I'm a little disappointed in
you. Get in line, bro. You ain't the first, and you sure as hell ain't the last. So That line is long and distinguished. I'm just saying.
Well, it sounds like you need to start sipping some Moscato because Justin agrees with Alicia that the Moscato is the way to go.
Moscato's yummy. I will agree there.
I do like that pink Moscato. When I drink, it's very not
And
often.
kudos to both Ash and Zaya, who are really going back and forth on the socials at each other about all this.
Ooh.
Like they were playing this up all day today.
On
about
what?
On Twitter.
Oh,
They were
I
going back
don't.
and forth.
Mm.
Well, like that's a good thing to do. That they're engaging with that type of stuff. That's getting people interested, that's part of the job. You got it's good. Bring eyes. That gets people like, oh, I want to see what happens now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nick Nemeth in the ring, everyone's favorite. Well, no, not everyone's favorite. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Dr. Gerbs just messing with you. Cutting a promo, talking about how he wants to earn that shot, and had no intentions on really. It seemed like he didn't really have any intentions of facing Moose this quickly. So, but he actually blames Moose for, making this challenge come even sooner than we expected.
I miss this.
Because like when he arrived, he went right after the big dog himself.
He did.
And no, I'm not talking about someone from another company. I'm just calling Moose the big dog. Just not to confuse anyone out there. So he which was great. And they didn't give us that championship match immediately like we have had in the past, which I appreciated. So we've had a handful of matches with Nick Nemeth, some small rivalries. And well, yeah, now we're getting that match, and now we're building up to it. And he's talking about it, and we get interrupted by the system. And
The system works, J-Bone.
That's what my husband keeps saying.
What's that?
My husband keeps going, the system works, because he loves it. He's a big Moose fan, so anything Moose does, he's like, it's gold.
Right? It's good. And I will give Nick a lot of credit here.
Crevice,
yes.
Oh,
Credit.
Sorry.
I was trying to.
I'm here to disperse chaos.
My body's doing plenty of that because I was like trying to let out a tiny burp and it didn't work while I was still talking. Like you gotta stop one.
He's a professional podcaster, people.
Right.
Yeah, don't do that shit on the air. Ick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was professional enough to at least do one of those. Just trying to smooth it out. Didn't work. Anyways, I will give Nick credit. There we go. He did not back down an inch. He had the whole crew there in front of him. He didn't flinch nothing. He is ready for the fight of his life.
He is fearless.
He's a wanted man. One of my favorite entrances right now.
Wanted man?
The most.
Sorry, my ring light's burning my retinas out.
Time to put on the shades.
Yeah, it's a little ambient.
So what did you think about the system approaching Nick Nemeth during his promo?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Stepped out for my cigarette.
The old ciggy break.
At least I'm down to one.
You're down to one cigarette a day, or that's
one during the show.
One during the show.
One during the show.
It's a start. It's a start.
Yeah. Oh, that's no. I mean,
I did quit last year, but I fucked up.
The old resolution.
No resolutions. I don't believe in resolutions.
Fair.
All right. So, but yeah, so
trust
the system can. Do you really trust the system, Bill? Do you?
I trust Moose. I trust Moose.
Okay.
Brian Myers does not want me to trust him.
I don't think Brian Myers gives a rat's ass whether you trust him or not. Honestly, that's
that I cheer for Moose, therefore then I'm cheering for him as part of this group. He cannot accept this. Every time he comes out, he wants to barb with me because we have history of me booing him. He will not forget that. He will not forget that I have booed him. But yet I am supporting the system. Eddie, long history with Eddie Edwards. Yes. And Lish, everybody knows I've been a big fan of Lish and her evolving into what she is right now with the system. Yes. Critical Sting, trust the system, not the process. Now I know what I think about this because I also trust the process thing. They're coming to Philadelphia. There might be a trust the process chant. Get better soon, big man, Joel Hans Embiid. We're waiting for you. He is the process.
I'm like, you gotta fill me in on that one. Okay. Gotcha.
He's the center for the Philadelphia 76ers. Who's out hurt. The reigning MVP of the NBA.
Pardon me. Well, there you go. That makes sense then. Especially since you're from Philly. Main event time.
Main event?
Knockouts title on the line. We got Tasha Steelz going up against Jordynne Grace, defending her Knockouts title here in the main event. Thoughts on this match?
Bill.
The Knockouts main eventing. Only fair. Big match, title on the line. Former champ versus now the face of not only the division, but maybe the company in Jordynne Grace. Very, very, very good match. I was a fan. Like, Jordan's been bringing it every time. It's good to see Tasha get the opportunity here because obviously Tasha was out hurt. We hadn't seen her for a bit. Like now she's back. Like, she's in full swing again. We got the Tasha Steelz we remember back, which is good because she was kind of off the radar for a while. And she's a kid because she's the flavor. Like, she does bring that. The energy she brings is something that was lacking when she wasn't part of the division. So I'm definitely a big fan of Tasha's as well. But what we're seeing right now is quite the run by Jordynne. I know I kind of keep saying it, but it's hey, is there a bigger fan of Ash by Elegance than myself? Well, maybe Alicia. But we're both. I think we're all big fans of Ash by Elegance.
Yeah,
and it's going to be tough, but she's got her work cut out for her if she's going to be facing Jordynne. Like, I don't know if she'll be able to bring it home. Jordynne looks unstoppable right now, but we'll see. But Tasha gave it a hell of a run here. But man, still, every time I see Jordynne hit her finisher, it's like, will they get up? It's a brutal looking finisher, which that's the whole point. I get it, But man, it's rough looking, like, because it's such a short free fall. Like it's just so quick. Like you're in the move and they're like in the canvas instantly. It's like it's just like such a quick drop. But that's what makes it look so awesome. So once again, though, great main event, great show tonight. Honestly, the real build now for Rebellion, because we know a lot's going to be happening, and something that they don't always do, but they do for like the big four. A lot of the cards now in place already for Rebellion. Like you got half the card already in place with now a month of TV to really delve more into the storylines going into it. So time to finish their story, J-Bone. Someone's got to do it this season.
Yeah. Right.
Not be a crybaby about it.
Oh, I got my Kleenex. I'm ready. I've been ready. I've been ready for a damn year. It's happening. If it doesn't, well, then just
I'll be chanting for Philly's favorite son.
Philly's favorite son,
Rocky Balboa, but it might be for a different Rocky.
I've never seen the Rocky stairs.
Oh.
I've never even had a cheesecake in Philly. Because all my Philly friends are like, that's a tourist trap.
Wait. A cheesecake or a cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak.
Okay.
Cheesesteak. Steak. What it's known for.
You've never had a cheesesteak in Philly?
No. Because all my Philly friends who we go to visit when we're there and we go to the wrestling shows where they're like, oh, it's a tourist trap.
Well, there's certain ones that are a tourist trap.
The two popular ones.
The two popular ones, although you probably should still do it just to compare it. But if you're only going to get one, then I would never recommend that to you. Because even it's one of those things. I won't say the comparisons, but even not the best Philly cheesesteak is still pretty darn good.
The best cheesesteak I ever had was at a dive bar in Easton, Pennsylvania, and it's no longer around. Unfortunately, it did catch on fire and burn down, and they decided not to rebuild. But it was the
Lehigh Valley can have some good
cheesesteak in the world, and it came with chips on the side. Can't beat that.
Well, I'm for anybody heading into town. I remember the infamous Kyle, who I used to see from time to time. He was going to come down to Philly one day, and we were going to do the Philly food cheesesteak challenge mukbang that he wanted to do. And it was going to be hitting the main cheesesteak spots. But for anyone coming in, now, once again, they do, if you get there before showtime, they close at like 5. But John's Roast Pork, only a couple blocks from the arena, the best. I give it top rating.
All right.
Tony Luke's, that's the standard, and it's also very close to the arena, right around like a couple blocks. And that's what I grew up on going down there with my dad, because we would always hit Tony Luke's, and Tony Luke's still a top 5. I don't care who you're ranking in there. There's some other good ones in the city. I know Angelo's is like kind of the new kid on the block that's getting a lot of the buzz, and it's a quality cheesesteak. It is. The only issue I have with them is sometimes they don't put enough cheese on there, but that's like the cheese meat ratio is big to me. But still good quality. But you don't have to be in Philly. I'm not going to say like Max is also very good in Philly. You can go to the Lehigh Valley. Some of the Philly suburbs have very good quality cheesesteaks as well. Mm-hmm. Now you got some bad ones too. You got to be careful. There's some losers out there, but there's plenty of good ones.
There you go.
And then don't forget, the Rocky Steps is the Philadelphia Art Museum, or as Rocky says in Rocky 5, or he says at the end of Rocky 5, one of my favorite lines. There's like 3 good moments in Rocky 5. But at the end, he runs up with his kid, the steps, and he's like, they had a lot of nice pictures in there. Because that's the first time he's going into the art museum.
You're got a lot of nice pictures in there.
So enjoy. See the art. Run the steps. It's a good day.
One day.
And then you can get to the top and go.
Take part in the elegance of the city.
Well, they should have all the whole crew doing stuff like that. Like they should have AJ Francis with Moose. And how about Moose going like viral with his comment this week? Now, once again, if you're not on social media, you didn't see it, but he put about him and Goldberg being the only like NFL players as world champions. And it was getting a lot of buzz because a lot of people in the world didn't know what it meant to be a real NFL player. Like if you were on a training camp roster or never actually played in a regular season game, you're not really a member of the team.
Right.
Just because you wore a uniform in a not real, you have to be in a real game. And it was just funny, him and AJ going back with people on that because like the internet wrestling community did not understand that. They're like, well, Wikipedia says he was on the roster. He's a player. No, Brock Lesnar was not an NFL player. He went to NFL training camp. But he's a badass, but he's not an NFL player.
I could have swore he was on the Falcons team.
Who? Brock Lesnar?
You talking about?
Bill Goldberg
Lesnar.
was.
No.
Bill Goldberg was.
I was gonna say, I know Goldberg was with the Falcons. Yeah,
yes.
No, Lesnar didn't cut it. He went to Minnesota Vikings. He couldn't cut it.
Like Lex Luger for your Packers. He was a training camp guy.
Yeah.
But like no one seemed to understand that. There was that disconnect. The NFL people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someday though. She said she'll do it someday.
I'm not going to run the stairs, though. I don't run.
She will go up the stairs. Elegantly.
I will walk at a reasonable pace.
There you go.
Critical Sting. I was hinting at it, but you're putting it bluntly, which you do so well. The IWC knowledge of sports outside of wrestling is laughable, which is true. It's like, we do not know sports. They're wearing the team hat that says sports. We do not know. Stick to wrestling and
I thought Luger was
cage
a
match ratings.
What are you going to do?
What you going to do, brother?
Right. All right. Well, but yeah, Jordynne Grace retains here, and that's how we end the show. Great episode, well-rounded. You know, we are on the road to rebellion, and that's how soon is that?
April 20th. So less than a month away.
Less than a month.
Just less than a month away. Okay.
Be here
2
before
weeks
you
after
know it.
Mania. Oh yeah.
Wild.
Yeah,
well, Bill, have a good weekend with the tapings this weekend.
Yes, and Dr. Gerbs, anybody else in the chat, or anyone that's watching this after the fact and leaving comments, definitely hope to see you out there. Should be a good time at the world's most famous wrestling arena.
There you go. The 23.
I'm so jealous. I love that place.
Well, last time they were there, they had an amazing turnout, didn't they?
Well, when they were there, I guess 2 years ago, like they always have a great walk-up crowd for wrestling shows in that building. People just be like, "Oh, wait, there's wrestling going on tonight. I'm there." Right. So I think it'll be fine. But once again, I know everyone. That's the other thing with different things going on in wrestling today. Like people are always looking at ticket sales now on a daily basis. Did 10 seats move? Oh my gosh! But in the end, they always fill it up. So. But no, it should be a great weekend, and like I said, and they'll be back again in June.
I don't get the ticket thing only because no shows are selling out currently.
Oh, no, yeah,
it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah, it's just something to nitpick because all some of the big companies that like once a year will have a show that does very well at quick sales, but that doesn't really matter. It's usually for a market.
doesn't.
Certain markets where it's hot because they don't go there often, like the UK. That's people are going to be jumping on tickets for. But most other ones, like every company's scaling back to find the right spot to get the most people in that size setup.
Yeah. Smart.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that's sold out is tomorrow night's SmackDown from, where is it? Milwaukee.
Ooh. Rock going to be there?
Oh, yeah.
Is The Rock
finally
coming back to Milwaukee?
To Milwaukee. Well, technically he's not supposed to, but I think he's going to be there because it's supposed to be like
he'll be there.
A final face-off between Cody and Roman, and everyone else is supposed to take a back seat to their face-off. So, yeah.
TNA legend, The Rock. Always got to give him a shout out.
I looked like a week ago, and it was like a seat here and a seat there, all in the upper section, nothing on the floor, all up in the nosebleeds, like maybe between a dozen to 2 dozen seats total. And I'm like, oh, that's already a sellout. It's like if there's that many left, they're going to call it a sellout.
Yeah, pretty much.
And thank you to TNI fam for selling out tonight's show. Woo!
Woo!
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Always with this audience. We love you guys. You guys know what to do.
It's late.
Right?
Late.
Make sure you folks smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when our content hits your screen. Good night, folks. Take care. Much love. See you.